There.
Yeah.
Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jessy Martin,
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman,
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley,
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah.
John Taman,
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
and now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman. Scott G, fuck you. Fuck you, Scott G.
All right, so a little serenade there for our good friend down there in the Dakotas. Let's see. One of these days, when the dial-up connects all the way over to the other side of the state, he'll hear that and he'll get a good laugh out of it. So that's pretty good. Hey man, everybody, welcome to Victory Monday. How we doing on Victory Monday? 4-1. Hands up if you thought we'd be saying that at this juncture.
Wait a second.
Oh, you did?
Didn't I have them 4-1 in the beginning?
No,
Not this way though.
No.
no, you had them 2 and 2 right now.
Did I have them 2-2? Sure.
I think I had him 1-4, didn't I? Or maybe
You did
2
have
and-
them 1-4, John. That's right.
Maybe
That's
2
what I
and
remember.
3. Maybe 2 and 3.
No, you had
yeah,
you had us 1-4.
I was pessimistic this year, that's for sure, and I was completely wrong because usually the pessimist is over here to my whatever the fuck side you see me on over here. My good friend from Southeast Virginia, Jessy Martin. How are you today, sir?
Fantastic. You know, I'm going to borrow an analogy that I heard on the radio today. I'm waiting for Ashton Kutcher to come out of the bushes or something to say you're punked, because what the hell's going on here, man? We got a fucking
Pessimist.
We've got a football team.
The
we
ultimate
got a fucking
pessimist
football
over there.
team. It seems
Yeah,
like
that's
we got
what
a
you
football team.
You'll say that till Thursday, and then you'll be like, oh, here he goes again.
It's hopeless. We'll never make it. Never. We're done for.
That is listening to Jessy during every football game I've ever been around him with. That's for sure.
After not even one series, John. That's the
Oh, I
point.
know. Now I know you got to be pretty old like me to be able to get that cartoon. That was an old cartoon, but
I think
you'll
if
never
I
forget
remember-
that guy.
I think if I remember rightly, we were 17-3 up, and Jesse put, "Oh, this is the downfall now."
That's right. We had to punt and Jessy comes on.
It's hopeless. We'll never make it. Never. We're done for.
I want to say I was driving through the swaths of what will be this hurricane that's going to hit in Florida this week. Mm-hmm. I started driving at 11:30, and I got to the airport about 2:45 yesterday.
Right? Okay.
I had 283 text messages through that feed from you guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's during
It
the game.
gets
What do you want?
it gets lively
I mean-
during the game.
There were so many messages coming in at once, my GPS was crashing out on the van.
I mean, Max is driving through the outer bands of a hurricane, but we got a football game to talk about. God damn it, we got jokes to make about Scouts' fat head. So, all right, we might as well up down there to my bottom right there. I guess if that's the way you see it, is our good friend from Barrow and Furnace, Scott Hartley. I'm gonna have to update that thing so your face is a little fatter.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers for that.
We're all getting older. Well, we build this as a fan show, by fans, for fans. And what is more fun to sit around with your friends and make fun of each other?
Exactly. What else can you do? That's exactly what it's about. But this game was awesome, man. I really enjoyed it. But on a serious note, if anyone is in Florida, please heed the warnings and shout out to them. And I hope they're all right.
big one.
Because
Get
this
out.
is going to be a serious storm.
Well, this may come as a surprise to you over there, but there are some people in Florida. So, and actually there are some people that we do know down there.
We
that are
do.
part of our
Yeah.
extended little Twitter family that we like to talk Commanders football with, and I would like to make sure that they're going to be safe, man. So, Ash Burning and Kareem and you guys, man, just be fucking safe.
Well,
Don't fuck around with it.
I used to live in Fort Myers, and it looks like they're going to get hit pretty good too. So it's coming. I forget what storm we were down there with. Because I lived on a boat, and we had to dry dock that thing inside of a fucking building. It was an old ass wooden boat.
Okay.
And nothing happened. Nothing fucking happened. I forget what storm it was, but it totally fucking skirted goddamn that side of the state. But still, it's dangerous. I mean,
hell yeah, it is.
They're saying this thing is fucking huge and powerful.
Cat 5 apparently as of tomorrow, which is the worst, isn't it? So yeah, I mean,
it hit Cat 5 today, like around 11 or 12. I was watching.
Katrina was a Cat 5, if I remember. Wasn't that the last one? Because I know Andrew was a Cat 5 that flattened southern Florida.
Katrina was a Cat 5, but it went down to a 3 when it hit land.
Wasn't Maria a Cat 5 when it hit Puerto Rico?
She was just a bitch.
You're right. All right, hey.
All right, back to football. You're right. I can't remember. All right, Max is calling it. Back to football. Max the Titian down there right behind me. That's Max Taman, who just got back from the Florida Keys, having himself a good time. What did you do down there, son?
A lot. I drove 400 miles in 5 days.
That's what you remember from going to the Keys?
I mean,
went driving.
Look, one of my best things is I sent Dad this guy just a screenshot of the radar. I was 7 miles off the Key West.
Yeah, you're right. You drove a little too far.
We were snorkeling. I had a barracuda come this far from my face. That was a great time.
Yeah, that's
nice.
I spent my 21st birthday in Key West. Man,
yeah,
that was a fun time.
Fun.
Isn't that the place where all the gay bars is?
Yep.
Okay, well that makes sense.
They
call it the
very
pink.
open out there.
They call it the pink triangle, don't they, John?
I think everyone's looking for Scott Hartley though.
Well,
They
I don't
are.
know.
They are
Not
indeed.
after what we heard.
Love a bear, mate. Love a bear. Come on.
That means something else in the space.
Scott is Lover Bear for
I'm
you
definitely
on all of your whatever apps. By the way, shout out to Scott's wife who came in just before the show to tell him to fucking spray in the bathroom because he smelled the whole damn thing up. I wish she would have just hold that stuff till the show started. You know, this is the kind of stuff. If Karen would hold on to that, I get it. He does stink, and he's probably holding that thing all damn day. He probably can't shit at work. You know how Scotty is. So he comes home, he lays that for you. And I know you got to hold it down until the show starts so you can come out and say, right. And so we can all have a good laugh at Scott. So that's the way we have to do it.
I also want to say that I was on vacation, yet I still effortlessly beat this guy at fantasy football.
Effortlessly. Nice. You beat me by 3 points.
First off, it's 13, and I'm also not done.
Well, I got to say this. As a father, if I don't raise you to be able to beat me, then I must have failed. Because that guy over there, he can't beat me. I got him last week. Do we have an update for the Yanks versus Wanks Fantasy Football League? All right, the Yanks versus the Wanks. Which I do. Right. I find this to be funny that the Wanks are now calling themselves the Wanks in this league.
It is what it is, yeah. Wearing a big W. Yeah, nice.
Have you ever heard of Crisco?
Right now, I am going up against Yam, and we are. It's going to go down to the end. We both got a couple players left to play. I have Kamara and Worthy. And Yam has Chris Olave, and that's it. Well, and Harrison Bucker. So right now I'm leading by 1 point, 79-78. We'll see how that goes, which is probably going to go my way just because I control the scoring.
Hang on a second. I'm getting a message here from Scott G. He says this segment is boring. Get going.
Then we got Joseph beating Toothpick.
Mm-hmm.
No
Toothpick
gave up. Surprise, yeah.
Toothpick gave up.
And then there's another non-surprise. Scouse got his ass kicked by 2 points from Mark. So
Scouse. If you had a kicker, Scouse. If you had a kicker who wasn't shite, you might have had that extra 2 points.
And then Max beats.
I beat my father.
He beat John, and Tony wiped the floor with Scott. So Scott is going to be no longer undefeated.
Yeah.
So no more undefeateds in the league.
No more.
No, and
undefeateds
what
in the
the problem was you traded me, John, the running back from Chicago. Can't remember his name now.
DeAndre Swift. Yeah.
And I decided to start Brock Purdy over
Oh.
Kyler Murray in the same game. And if I'd have done it the other way around, I'd have beat Tony. So,
Oh, well.
mistakes were made. Mistakes were made.
Yes, they were.
Also,
sounds about
Achane
right.
got hurt like early.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So next week is the big Yanks versus Wanks week. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's all
We're all-
Yanks versus Wanks next week.
All right, well, that's cool. Which wank do I get?
You get Scouse, I think.
I hope he's got a
You
man.
get the Wanks
I get Scouse?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Chalk up a win there.
All right. That's right. So there's the Yanks versus Skanks. I mean, the Yanks versus Wanks update for the week. Next week, we will find out who comes out on top when Scouse lays down on the mat. All right. Let's see. Anything in the NFL stand out to you yesterday besides the obvious?
The obvious is that
Cincinnati's
we have
1-4.
no
I
idea
don't
what's
know.
going on week to week. It's a crazy fucking league, and that's
I
pretty
don't know.
obvious right
I
now.
don't know. Is it though? It's starting to even out.
I mean, did you have Arizona beating the 49ers? Did you have
No, actually, I took the 49ers and laid the 7.5 points. And no, I think the Giants effing cheated on that play. Max,
Yeah.
tell them what happened on that play.
So it's the play when Simmons jumped over the center, but the reason he was able to jump is because Dexter Lawrence pulled the center to the ground.
I know.
So
Both him and the guy next to him grabbed the guard and center and just basically yanked him to the ground.
it's defensive holding. I'm on a plane and I can see that. I don't know how someone who's staring at it can't. So
I don't know. That's fucked up. That was fucked up.
But a win is a win. Refs fuck up all the time.
Hey, you know what, though? The Seahawks didn't earn it. They did. They deserved what they got.
No,
I
they
mean-
did not.
they lost to the Giants without Malik Neighbors. That means that Daniel Jones threw to Mary's School of Blind and then somehow won that game.
Wandale Robinson's not too bad.
And I mean, look at us. I mean, we're eating teams alive.
Right.
At least
Yeah.
for the past two. We've scored 30 points the past 3 weeks in a row. So the NFL is fucking fickle,
crazy.
man.
We're scoring 30 points and it looks easy.
Yeah, it
It
does.
does.
Like that's the weird thing. Is just
We scored 30 points, and our prize first round quarterback didn't really have the greatest of games.
Had his worst game, I thought.
I thought
terms
he was
of-
poor. I thought he was quite poor in the first quarter. That's for
Absolutely.
sure. But thereafter, he. I mean, we were talking about it in the chat. We were saying, look, his poise didn't look good. His footwork didn't look on. And then he sort of like got midway through the second quarter and was like, right, I'm turning this back on again. And I thought, wow, okay. This is the Jaden we've seen for the last, 4 weeks, and he looked good. Joint fourth best offense with 1,963 yards, an average of 92 yards passing, and 214 rushing. The highest points per game in the NFL total with 31. So-
and for anybody saying it doesn't matter, you ain't playing nobody. You're playing who's in front of you. Simple as that.
Of course you are.
And don't say it's nobody. I mean, who cares about the Cleveland offense? We're not talking about the offense. We're talking about their defense, and their defense was one of the top defenses in the league.
It
The
was.
bit that I
Well,
took
they
from
should
this,
have. They should have brought Myles Garrett with them. I don't know why they.
That's
left
what I was
him
going to
at home.
say. That's what I was going to
Sorry.
say. That was the bit that surprised me more than anything is he wasn't even on the stat sheet.
Nah, he
which
stayed
was
home.
just mad.
I don't know why he did. Oh, you know what? We forgot.
And
It's the second time in his career, second time in Myles Garrett career, he did not get a pressure or a sack or a tackle or fucking anything.
He wasn't even there. What did we get on snap counts for our offensive line there, man?
49% for Coleman, 51% for Lucas. I did see that.
yeah,
All right,
Mr.
that's
Happy.
nice. That's nice. Yeah, let's turn on Mr. Happy. Mr. Happy
We've
gets
got to
a
have
win.
Mr. Happy on.
All right, so Mr. Happy. Up he goes. There he goes. Mr. Happy gets a win, so he gets to have some fun. Do I have a Mr. Happy song?
Mr. Happy's probably worn out after a month of work.
He will be. He's been worked more than Tress Way.
The batteries are going
look-
dead.
Not really.
We have won the same amount of games we did last year in the last month.
Yeah.
Probably
Crazy.
scored the same amount of points, too.
And our that's true. Our quarterback only played 3 quarters.
Tell him, Mr. Happy. We are 4-1, in control of the division. It's too bad the Cowboys won last night. Who saw that?
Oh my
coming?
God!
Yeah, they shouldn't have won last night.
I didn't see it happen. I was asleep.
Me
All right,
too.
so there's enough for
Too late.
Mr. Happy.
Scott, you probably woke up and watched the ending of that game.
There we go.
Unbelievable,
Mr.
wasn't
Happy.
it?
Dak Prescott is the first quarterback to throw 2 interceptions in 2
same
days
game,
back
but
to
different
back in the
days.
same game in different days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And, the media will still be all over him.
John, I thought that was Bears fans, but anyway.
No, but Bears fans are more.
All right, I got to know how is that folder lined up?
I mean, someone needs to check
was too
your hard
quick.
drive, mate. That is just
Dude, they're right here on the side. I got all my videos right here.
someone.
What's else?
Someone
is
needs
here?
to
I'll
check
show you.
check
Here's-
that man's hard drive. Honestly.
Here's Frankie Louvu from yesterday. Dude, that man is violent.
He is crazy.
He's arriving
attacks-
violent.
He does. He comes in, and I mean, that's why I got that video of the Tasmanian Devil, because, dude, there's one play, he's just spinning around like crazy. His arms are all over the place. I swear to God, me and Scott were laughing about it yesterday. He tackled a guy in the first quarter without touching him. He was out there in the flat, and the dude was like, "Oh, fuck, what are you doing out here?" and fell down. So, anyway, we were talking about Jaden Daniels' day, and you were saying that you didn't think that he came off well in the first quarter. Scott, go
No,
ahead
I
with
didn't.
that.
Yeah, I just thought his poise was off. It seemed like he was a little bit flustered. It was like, oh, I'm actually playing a decent defense here, because I'm not trying to be funny. The Browns, they came out quite strong, and I thought on defense, Owusu Koromoa was everywhere, and I thought, oh, this is going to be a tough day. Obviously, it doesn't help with pessimistic Jessy every 2 minutes, but
It's hopeless.
Sorry, I got it. I just
Yeah.
got it. I'm gonna have to cut those
Yeah.
into shorter things.
You are. But yeah, he didn't look great, and then he just turned it on in the second quarter, and I was like, yeah, this is great. This is what we're used to seeing. And he looked very, very good. He looked poised again, and he just took it in his stride. It's one of them things. Did get rocked a bit later on in the game, and I thought, oh, okay. But yeah, man, he was good.
Jesse, what do you think about? I mean, I know that most of the time when you're doing your it's hopeless, it's for fun. But when you're watching that first quarter from an objective eye, and we all agreed he didn't look good like we're expecting. So what do you think was up there? What do you think was given that?
No, I mean it's he's a rookie for one. He's probably
Yeah.
seeing stuff that he hasn't seen before. I mean, Jim Schwartz is an excellent defensive coordinator. It's the
He
first
is.
time that he's lost to a rookie since 2016. And they were throwing some shit at him. I mean, they came in fast, they came in hungry and hard, and they railed him a couple times, but he got over it.
All right, Max, what do you think?
So
Oh, you didn't see the first quarter. You were.
I didn't really get to see I didn't really get to see the game. I told Jesse I watched the condensed highlights of it. So my question for you guys is, because the first quarter wasn't great, and then the rest of the game was. Did the play calling change, or was it?
No, for me, I thought Jaden just looked a little tight coming out. All right, I saw early on that he tried to do a little throw over to the right side, and it was not a good pass. It was not caught. His feet were all wrong. They were all kind of twisted around. And the interception, I think, was his first real major mental error that he's had this season, because I think he tried to force it. He also had a bad pass to Ertz. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns sitting right there on the previous 2 plays. He had Ertz wide open. He had McCaffrey wide open. He had McCaffrey wide open all damn day. But for some reason, he just wasn't seeing them. So what do you think about that, Scotty?
Yeah, I agree. I think you're absolutely right. I think looking at it when we were looking back at it, McCaffrey's wide open on that supposed touchdown that turned into an interception. That's where it counts as a rookie, and that's when you're dealing with a quarterback. You like just don't make mistakes in the red zone. And he put it past him. He went, you know what, water off a duck's back. Go back to the drawing board, and he came out well again. So I can't complain about that. It looks like he's one of these kids who is a rookie quarterback and just goes, hey, you know what, I'm going to learn from my mistakes. And if you can learn from your mistakes and not make them again, then fantastic. Look at the flick of the wrist, to De'Ami Brown later on. It was literally just a not even a, it was as if he didn't even time it. And I just thought, wow, that is just unbelievable that you can throw a pass, 50 odd yards and just be like, drop it straight in the bucket, no problem whatsoever.
Looked just like that pass to Terry McLaurin last week or the week before, whatever it was. I'm sorry, I'm getting lost in my weeks of when he throws amazing touchdown passes. They're just coming fast and hard. All right, so Jesse, I got a question for you here because I was going to make fun of this clown. We all had a nice discussion today with this Bears fan who was talking about how Caleb Williams is doing more advanced stuff. Whatever the fuck stuff is, I don't know, but stuff. But in the midst of this conversation comes a guy who's deciding that he knows everything because he's looking at a chart rather than watching the game. All right, we've all seen how these games are playing out. But we just said it. McCaffrey was wide open multiple times, but he's always on the left side of the field. And this guy did point out that Jaden's got something like 4 completions to the left side of the field. So is this because the play just seems to flow that way? He rolls out to the right a lot. Or do you think that he does have a deficiency throwing over to the left?
I just think he likes throwing to the right side of the field. I think he doesn't have many incompletions when he's thrown it to the left side of the field. I think I saw like 3 or something like that in that chart. But I think it's something that he is a rookie, and he's going to be allowed to progress. It's a progression for him. I mean, he threw, because Malik Neighbors, going back to the LSU days with him and Brian
Thomas.
Brian Thomas Jr. If I remember correctly, Neighbors was always lined up on the left-hand side, and Thomas was on the right-hand side. And he threw the ball plenty, but I think, I think it's just going to be the progression is going to be there. This playbook is big, man. I think it's his 5th fucking game in the NFL.
Right,
game,
right.
So he does favor his right side. I think that's fine. That's fine because he's still making plays.
If you're having to fade out of the pocket, fade to the side that you can throw from easily. Throwing across your body like that, So why not? And plus, I would throw this in here. We've also said that Terry hasn't been getting his targets. Now, earlier more in the season more than later, but Terry lines predominantly up to the left side. So maybe these throws are going to the right much more often because they're fucking flowing over there to try to stop Terry McLaurin, right? And saying, okay, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us with Olamide Zaccheaus. What's the official pronunciation, Scott, of his name?
Zaccheaus. Olamide Zaccheaus, I think is how you pronounce his name. Yeah.
This is for Scouse. I think he feels so secure behind Wiley. He flows to the right side of the line.
And as soon as you said
Wiley had himself Wiley had himself a game yesterday as well. I'll give him his flowers again. But
as soon as you said Wiley's name, Scouse. Scouse is definitely getting himself a Wiley jersey for Christmas. Anyway, all right, so back to Jaden Daniels. His interception was a bad play, but Scott, you said it right. He bounced back. He came back. He didn't. And really, honestly, we said it yesterday. The second quarter started, and things were still a little shaky. They were still up in the air. We had a 7-0 lead or 7-3 lead at the beginning of the second quarter. But by the end of the second quarter, we were firmly in command of that game. So, Max, I'd ask you what switched, but you were driving through a hurricane going up, Route 1. So, sorry.
I mean,
Go ahead.
It's just from what I saw.
Now you sound like that guy from Chicago. I didn't see anything.
I mean, from what I saw, what they said, I didn't see anything.
What they said, I didn't see anything.
It's just I feel like because I was actually able to watch live from half of the third quarter, it just felt like our offense just finally started to click and the running game happened. I know that Robinson didn't play in the second half,
Right.
but Eckler began to actually take off. McNichols, are we beginning to that's McNichols has been one of the most prized possessions of the offense, and that's the third running back.
You could say the game. I think it changed right when Eckler made that nice freaking run. Was it like a 30-yard run that he had?
He is. You want to talk about a one-cut running back? Oh my god!
Yeah, but he makes a lot of subtle moves.
Here's a question for you though, which I put into the bunker, and I don't know whether you guys have answered it yet because I haven't seen it back.
You're on
but
the
who do you think is the best pickup off in the free agency that we've got this year? Is it Eckler? Is it Luvu?
There's a lot of them.
Biadish? Is it Ertz?
100%.
Luvu,
100%
Biadish. There's a lot of them that you can
Is it
say.
Wagner?
Biadish and Allegretti have been playing.
You have to look at just how the offense is gone, and you have to look at the centerpiece of it, and that's Biadish. That offense goes where that center goes.
That's exactly what I said in the bunker too.
Okay, fair enough. I'll watch it back, but I don't disagree with you at all. I think that's a good statement to make. And again, it was one of them games yesterday where we watched this, and this team played as a unit. The special teams were on fire, playing. My God, that tackle from McNichols! Wow, he absolutely killed a guy. I was like, that is murder. What is going on?
I'll tell you what, they're not allowed to give each other money, but
around.
they're giving scratch offs to whoever gets the best tackle or something.
100%. That is riving violently as what they want. What Joe Witt wanted them to do. Larry Izzo needs a serious bit of a bit of pat on the back.
Buy him a new Cadillac. That's what I say. He deserves it.
And then defense played very well again, and it was as if almost like I watched that game and I thought to myself, and even my wife said to me, I thought the Browns' defense was meant to be pretty good. She said, "It looks like your defense is better than theirs," and I was like, "Well, actually, it is.
It is
right now. It is."
Watson missed a few things early on. He had a couple of plays that probably could have really changed the way the game's trajectory went in the first half. But he missed him. He just flat out missed Cooper on like 3 passes, which he was wide open downfield. So I have no fucking sympathy for Watson. As you know, I think he's a rapist. He sticks things up his ass, and I hope that he had problems because he had KY on his fingers.
I've seen
Did he bail out on the team on that 4th down?
No.
Was it too many men?
There was too many men. Yeah, there was nothing he could do about it. So
they had 12, and he didn't want to burn a second time out 3 minutes into the third quarter.
His butt plug was coming loose. He figured he'd get off the field before anything bad happened.
He had to go. They brought their benches, and fucking A, where the hell did they been? Oh yeah, they brought their benches, and he had to go take a seat on them.
He felt like he was missing the bench. There you go. You can always tell there.
Can our people in the chat figure out which seats Deshaun's?
I put that up on Friday. By the way, that picture I put up on Friday got something like 28,000 views.
I did find that quite funny, though, John, that they actually showed them benches on the broadcast, and I had a little giggle to myself.
You see Deshaun over there. Yeah, I'm looking at the computer here. I'm looking at the tablet. But honestly, man, a lot of people made comments to me about the bench. Like, they didn't. It's like, dude, look at it again. Look at it again.
Wow, Mike.
You can sit on the top.
All right. So the offensive line again, exemplary day. What about your tight ends?
Good.
How do you like your tight ends yesterday? Go ahead, Jessy. Tell me about your tight ends.
Go on, Jesse. You go.
I mean, look, other than the fact that Jaden missed a wide open, I mean, Ertz is a little bit old now, so I don't think it would have been a touchdown, but it would have
he was in the end zone, wasn't he? Oh, I thought. Okay, I'm talking.
He was backed up to the end zone when we were backed up on our own end zone. We were on the 1 yard line.
Oh, the seam route. He was dead open.
There was nobody behind him, but again, Ertz just doesn't have the speed, and someone would have probably caught him. Ertz also did. He dropped one too. But the Titans overall, they've been playing well. They've been blocking extremely well.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the main thing. That we, God bless fucking Jesus.
God bless Jesus. Well, that's kind of redundant.
Fucking what's his
John
name?
Bates?
No, the dickhead we had for the past 4 years.
Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas.
But he couldn't block his way out of a wet paper bag.
What's up, Utah?
Now, we have willing blockers. I mean Bates is great, but you also have Sennett and Ertz will block too, even though he isn't great at it, but he still does it. So put that with all of our wide receivers actually blocking, and hats off to Luke McCaffrey, man. He is fucking killing people.
Yeah, he is.
That just helps out the running game in so many ways.
Well, I'll tell you what. I got a phone call the other night at about 8 o'clock, which I usually don't like to get, but I picked it up, and the guy said, "Sir, have you considered nationwide insurance?" And I said, "Logan Thomas?" And he said, "Yes, sir." And I was like, "Oh, fuck this," and I hung up on it. So yeah,
he's on.
Look, I thought our tight ends played pretty well yesterday. Look, Ertz had a touchdown, and Jaden just flat out way overthrew him. And I don't even really know why. I can't remember if he was getting a lot of pressure on that throw or it just got away from him.
He just got away from him.
He just missed him.
He put a little too much air under it.
A little too much air under it, for crying out loud.
Yeah, he threw it to 4.3 speed. Ertz is a 4.6 speed.
Oh, you're talking about the seam route. No, I'm talking about the touchdown right before he threw the interception. He had Ertz for a touchdown, and he just overthrew him he was like, "Okay, you're Manute Bol. I'm going to throw it up to where you can catch it," and Ertz can't catch that. What's up, Andy Burrows? I think this is interesting that Andy Burrows calls us beautiful people when clearly 3 out of 4 of us are not. But nice to see you, Andy.
I want you to know that you made me cackle with that Burrows comment on the post-game show yesterday.
What did I say about Burrows yesterday on the post-game show?
Because you guys were in the 3 and 2.
Oh, come on now.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna leave him alone. We're gonna leave that alone. All right, that's only for people that show up and watch the post-game show.
Oh my God!
And it's only for people that know Andy Burrows and know he's a good guy. All right, so what's going on, Brian? Cliff needs to target Sennett soon and Bates a little to get teams to pay attention to them in the pass game. I'll tell you what, I'm of the thinking right now that in the pass game, practically everything is working. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. That's where I'm at with that. So let's see. Let's move on to the wide receivers. How do we feel overall as a unit? The wide receivers play, and I'll start with Scott down here since I started with Jesse yesterday and Max, who was driving. So Max, why don't you pretend you saw the game and tell us how you felt?
I was going to say that in terms of blocking, our receivers are monumental. In terms of the entire offense, that whole entire game, yes. And then it felt like in terms of the receiving aspect, it might have been their best game of the season.
What do you mean?
Just based off of what I saw, they're actually getting open. They're getting separate. Everything that we said 4 weeks ago that our receivers don't get separation. They're not there. They're not participating in the game. We're not saying that anymore.
And we haven't been for a couple of weeks. I would say, damn, Jesse, stinking bastard.
Jesse, you ever heard spray?
He's going to blame that on the chair.
Yeah. No, Giami Brown showed up, didn't he? He showed up big time.
He had a play right before the big play, and then he just ran past that guy.
The only one that didn't show up yesterday
was Terry. Go ahead,
Terry.
He had a big day though. He had a
catch.
He had Schrodinger's day. He had a good day and a bad day all at the same time. All right,
man. That fumble.
Oh, the fumble was terrible.
He got shellacked.
He did.
He got peanut.
Good jobs that Kios was behind him, man. That was
that was Eckler. That one.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Apologies.
He also had a touchdown right through his fucking fingers.
Mm-hmm. Right in the left corner.
Up here.
So Frankie Louvu recovered a fumble yesterday, and Zacchaeus recovered a fumble yesterday. Yeah. But yeah.
So is Louvu's an official fumble? So we still don't have an interception.
Yes, it is a fumble. It is a fumble.
Although hats off to St. Juiced because he did intercept a ball out of bounds.
I think we do have an interception. Did Chin not have an interception?
Chin has one.
Chin has one?
Against Arizona.
Oh, it was okay. All right.
I want to say too, that play with Louvu, did you guys see the little still cap at the end of Watson and Wagner just sitting there staring at each other? That was the best.
All right, I'm swiping this. So sorry, Coach. I'm grabbing this real quick. So everybody that has not seen this yet, this is fantastic. And if you don't, please go subscribe with Jay Gruden, not John Gruden. Sorry, John. With Jay Gruden, our coach.
Good afternoon, everybody. The Washington Commanders, another huge win against the Cleveland Browns. They're playing at a high level, man. They're operating a high level of execution for sure. In a running game and in the passing game, Jaden Daniels is the leader. But on this run play, we're going to kick out the defensive end right here with the pulling guard. Bates is going to bluff him and go get the linebacker. We're going to pin the 3 technique with the tackle. And here comes my man Tyler Biadasz. He's going to try to kick out the strong safety. All right, this is executed perfectly. If you watch the pin, here comes the pin. There's a pull, there's a kick out, and there's a hole right there. Now, my man Olamide Zacchaeus did the jet sweep motion. He's just standing there. When I talk about effort, this stuff can't be taught. Watch what happens when Eckler hits this hole. Now there's Zacchaeus right here. Now he can just watch the game, use his pom-pom and cheer. But no, he's going to haul ass and follow the play. Here he comes. He's still running. Haul ass, follow the play just in case. There's a fumble. There's Zacchaeus for the fumble recovery. Keeps the drive alive. Effort, execution. Good job, Commanders.
So, sorry, Coach, for stealing your video, but goddamn right, Olamide Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
Product
How about
PG
that?
County.
Olamide Zacchaeus.
Whatever his name is. He is OZ on the
OZ.
spot. I tell you what, Coach is 100% right because, number one, I'm
call
just
him
a
Oz.
fan. Well, I'm going to call him Coach. But we're going to see if we can't get Jay Gruden on the show. This is the kind of show Jay Gruden might do. He'd be like, hey, play the fart sound again. That's funny. Play the fart. Jay Gruden would say, hey, play that
He heard that Harry Sphincter might be on the show, so it's his favourite artist apparently. But there you go.
Harry Sphincter says, hey, Scott G, fuck you, buddy boy, fuck you, buddy boy. We're going to take you down to fuck you city.
Okay.
All right, so there you go. A little Harry Sphincter for Scott G, who can't stand Harry Sphincter.
On that note, asparagus is calling.
We're still
That's a wet
tuning up
sphincter right there.
Still turning up the trombone there. So, all right, who would have thought Mathis and Brown? Yeah, I'll tell you what. I saw Mathis dancing around quite a bit yesterday.
Mathis,
Fedarian was fucking playing yesterday.
he drilled the center in the first quarter. He bull rushed this man into the ground.
Christ, Jesse, I'm in another state and that stinks.
Can we just give a big shout out to Frankie Louver and Bobby Wagner, who sacked the entire offensive line without touching a quarterback? That was amazing.
That was awesome. They just flooded that so hard, and yeah, they just basically picked up that running back and drove him back into fucking Watson. And yeah, Watson had to go to the sideline because his butt plug came loose, and that's what happens. You gotta, when you got a quarterback like that, and that kind of hit happens, you can't have him out there wearing white with that kind of a potential problem. The NFL won't allow it. So look, people in Cleveland are hating that guy right now. I am loving it. I'm loving it. Yep. I can't stand it.
I feel bad for Stefanski. He's a good coach, and he can't bench him. The ownership will not let him do that, and it sucks.
Yep. Asparagus is hitting hard, says Scott Hartley in the chat. Oh, that's you. Dude, what are you doing? All right, so, okay. Let's talk about the defense real quick. Just real quick. First off, before we get to the better? They are definitely getting better. They are getting better. I would say that not only have they taken these deficiencies that we had noted, like the secondary, they haven't just masked them. They're playing better, all right? Mm-hmm. They're playing better up front for sure, but the cornerbacks are on tighter. They're getting timely help over the top. Dude, Sanistril was sticking some people in the first half yesterday.
He had a game. He had a game yesterday.
Sanistril's been outside, playing outside corner. Fuck you, Scouts. Told you. And he, the first couple of games was rough for him, but he's actually coming into his own, locking some people down. And that hit that he gave Watson.
That was nice.
Watson
should have got a penalty. Watson threw the ball at him and fucking started talking shit. That should be a flag.
3 yards inbound. And I don't know. Watson probably thought he was out of bounds, but he was 3 fucking yards in bounds. And
I'm Deshaun Watson. You're not supposed to do that to me.
Sanistril's a small guy, and Watson's pretty big, and he fucking laid a lick on him.
Yeah, he did.
One thing I saw last week was that just about Watson specifically is that when he was in Houston still, they basically ran the Clemson offense. And now that he's not with Bill O'Brien, he's in Cleveland, and he's trying to run an NFL offense, and he hasn't been good. I was saying before the season he was good. Oh, no, I was mistaken.
Scott G bringing up the obvious for us. Thank you very much. Pressure helps the secondary. We do know that. Pressure also helps Jesse
7
buy a
sacks.
new freaking desk chair. He has to probably pretty soon.
But I mean, this defense yesterday played. This might have been their best game.
It was their best game,
yeah,
but it
I
was
think so.
against
7 sacks, hell
a
yeah.
historically bad offense too. Not
don't
taking
care.
away from the
right,
the
but-
defense. They did what they were supposed to do, and good
That's the thing.
teams are supposed to beat up
Dominate.
bad teams.
We
That's
haven't-
what they did.
We haven't had a game where we did what we were supposed to do in years. So
right.
it was nice to actually see not have to sweat out a game against a 1-3 team.
Not only that,
That's
but,
the
you know,
second. That's the second game now, though, John, isn't it? That we've had complementary football, as Deluxe has just said. The second game now where every phase has gone right. You know, I mean, we can nitpick it all we want, but as you said before, Phil Mathis, it was his best game he's had in a Commander's jersey. Bobby Wagner looked like he was 10 years younger.
I'm getting clever there.
Do you think if Watson got a finger in his bum, he'd be able to play better?
Dude, that's what I
Probably.
told you during the game. I said, Deron Payne ought to just show him this tiny little dildo and say, hey, look, man, you take a sack right now. Get on the bottom of the pile. I'll give you this. And he'd probably lay right down for you. Anyway, go ahead, Scott. We totally interrupted Scott's cogent point for that.
No, I'm just saying that the defense is running hard and they're playing really well. And Scott G is right. Pressure does help the secondary. But, I mean, you know, and for the second game on a trot, Armstrong showed up again. And Payne showed up. Allen showed up. And I think more than anything, you know, Payne is making Allen take the headlines, if you like. Allen's getting sacks. Payne looks like he is on fire at the minute. Armstrong's
Payne's just
doing really
mucking.
well.
He's
Fowler
eating space.
played really well as well. You know what I mean? And then that in turn helps the corners, no doubt about it, and the secondary. Igbenogany, yeah, exactly. He is stepping up too.
I like him.
Chin
I
had
do
a good
like him.
game. I can't put anyone on this defense who had a bad game. I honestly don't think there was anybody on that at all.
It's
Benjamin
actually
St.
gonna be
Just
hard.
looked a serviceable corner.
Whoa
What's
now,
going
whoa
on?
now, whoa now.
He looked good.
What's
He looked
going on?
okay yesterday. He looked good yesterday.
Well,
I'll give
we
him-
are
give him
finding
his
out a
flowers.
lesson that when the team is good, there's not as much to talk about.
So
Yeah.
one thing that Joe Witt said 2 weeks ago in his press conference is that, you know, I have to simplify it for these guys. It's not that I'm calling too much, he's not calling different things. He's just giving them less responsibility. And we're seeing it where guys aren't playing confused.
Right.
We're just pinning our ears back and we're playing hard-nosed defensive football.
Right. Well, that sounds kind of like, you know, we're giving them less responsibilities. We're dumbing it down. No, it doesn't. It means that we're not giving them 4 playbooks and trying to decide which one to run on any given play and hoping that your fucking guy next to you is on the same page as you are in the same book, which is what we were trying to do before. So, yeah. I don't think-
Just remember, though, John, that at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's the end of the day. Yeah.
And it is all said and done. So, we'll, you know.
That was our
Thank you, Scott.
offensive coordinator genius, as he was mentioned on a broadcast, Eric Bieniemy.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. I'm watching Penn State annihilate UCLA.
I
And,
say-
yeah, they go ahead. Please say.
Oh, just Penn State. They ran their left guard in motion, and that corner is still
They
in
did
the
it
ground.
twice. They did it twice. They lined a left guard out in the slot, right, as a wide receiver, and they bring him in motion, and this big fucking 300-pound dude come in motion. They snap the ball, and the goddamn safety trying to bite down was getting destroyed. I mean, just wham! Dude, it was great. I thought it was wonderful. But
But
yeah,
they
Bieniemy
did say that, didn't they, on the broadcast?
Yeah, they did.
He was an
They-
offensive genius.
He's an offensive genius, an unmitigated genius. And I'm thinking, dude, you don't even, did you even know what that word means? Because it ain't what you think it is. All right, so, you know, put Scott G's comment back up there. All right, this week versus the Ravens is an opportunity to silence the critics and say the results are due to poor opponents. And I'm going to say that as if I am Scott G. This week versus the Ravens is an opportunity to silence the critics. All right. I'm just fucking with you, Scott. But no, you're right. However, I will say this. Even if the Commanders go in and get beat by the Ravens, I'm not falling off of this high.
Yeah, we talked about this in the bunker, man.
This is a damn good football. That was a Super Bowl
team.
No,
Yeah,
they're a
it's-
Super Bowl capable team.
A loss means nothing. You know, next week it means absolutely nothing.
I mean, it does in terms of whether the Cowboys manage to get lucky again.
No, fuck
right?
the Cowboys.
But you know, you want to keep the win streak going. But yeah, it's not. If you lose to the Ravens next week, it's not as if you went and lost to the Giants. because fuck them.
Or the Browns, or the fucking Cardinals.
Oh, by the way, speaking of the Giants and the Giants' goddamn game, when I'm talking about people on the fucking Twitter today telling me that the Giants stopped them, dude, they had 3 false starts inside the goddamn 10, and that's called stopping yourself. I don't care what goddamn planet you're from. So this, I saved just for you.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up! Shut up! Sit the fuck down and shut up! Shut up and sit down. Will you shut up? Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
I'll also say this.
Yeah, 69, ready, hot.
They did win yesterday, even though they fucking cheated at the end. But they did win. I mean, the Seahawks really didn't show up. All right, so let's see. We do have some emails today. Let me see if we got some emails. So let's put on some email music. So here, Jesse, you can run the music.
So, real quick, while you're pulling up these emails,
go ahead.
Just a tweet that finally has happened from someone saying positive. Skip Bayless has said, and I'm going to quote here. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I can't wait.
If you're going to quote Skip, you got to say it like Skip.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I can't wait for Commanders at Ravens.
You got to be more effeminate.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I can't wait for Commanders at Ravens. I mean,
that's better.
Could this be a Super Bowl preview? End quote.
That's a pretty good. By the way, we do have a picture of Jesse from his high school yearbook. I don't know if anybody saw that or not.
Best dressed male.
Don't ask me where I found it. And you're right.
It's like a cross between Lionel Richie. What is going on there? Commodore's days of Lionel Richie.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, so let's see. We do have some emails today. We got one right here. I can't read this. This is too goddamn small, so let me make this a bigger screen. How do I do that? Oh, I guess like this. Holy shit, dear podcasters, holy shit, I'm getting the fuck knocked out of me every week, and it sucks. I'm fucking 40 now, and no matter how much I want to pretend I'm some cool hipster, the fact is I'm old and this shit hurts. These kids out there don't have any respect. You see how they twisted me up? That really wasn't fucking cool, you know. Fucking punk-ass kids. Sincerely, A. Rogers, New York, New York. Let's see here. We got another one here. By the way, if you want to write to the Bleeding Burgundy Podcast, our email address is bleedingburgundypodcast@fuckfino.com. Dear NFL fan, I'm writing to see if you may have gotten the Raiders-Broncos game on DVR from yesterday. I played pretty well, and my dad doesn't believe me, so I'm trying to find one of the people who watched the game to see if they have a copy. If you know of any of the other 16 people, can you please forward? Thanks, sincerely, B. Nix, Denver, Colorado. I'll tell you what, man, he actually looked like a quarterback yesterday.
Shouting at his coach, though, as well. So,
Well, yeah, but they got that shit worked out, and I'd shout at Sean. I'd shout at him, too. Look at him. He looks like he's got a disease. And that's just not me saying it. That's, you know.
Looks like a muskrat.
He does. All right, let's see here. What do we got here? We got, let's see. This one says, yo, dudes. So my girlfriend says that I used to look dashing and devil may care, but now she says I just look like a douchebag, and her dad won't get me a job at an insurance company next year unless I shave my mustache and get a haircut. Dude, what the fuck? I live in Vegas. I'm supposed to look like this. Besides, I'll be playing football next year. Right? Sincerely, G. Minshew.
Wrong.
On the strip looking cool. Dude, he does look like a sincere douchebag. You know, I got to tell you, Gardner Minshew, who I happen to know watches the show, if you look like that, you better fucking win. Otherwise, your girlfriend's right. You look like a complete fucking douchebag. All right, let's see here. I got one more email for us today, and is that it? That's there. There it is. Where does it go? There it is. Let's see. It's going to say, Dear fans, well, that's that then. Thanks. Y'all have been great. Sincerely, A. Dalton, Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, so there we go. Four fucking
Andy Dalton. I told you that one game he was going to have one good game. I said it.
Four stupid emails, and we got one good laugh. There you go. I hope everybody had fun with that, and that's the end of the email segment for the day. Remember, Bleeding Burgundy Podcast at fuckifiknow.com. Do we have an email address? No, you never know. Scott G might want to write us with a big long list of things he thinks we're doing wrong during the show.
bleedingburgundypod@gmail.com.
There you go. And if somebody's actually paying attention to that email account, we'll get to your email and we'll read it one of these days. Scott G's going to write and say, John, I think that helmet on the left should be a little bit more to the right. Whatever.
All
right, let's do some
Bleeding Burgundy podcast at gmail.com. Sorry. And we got 25 emails.
All right, I got
Google alert, Google Play,
25 emails. What do you want?
I've got a list this week, John.
Oh, hang on, just
Scotty's got a list.
All right.
Scott's list of the week.
So this week's list is uses for Major Tuddy, which came up as a point in our chat. So the first thing is he's a kids mascot who can high five people and G up the crowd.
Yeah.
The second is he could be a punch bag to prevent fights in the stands. That's another option.
Sure.
He could be spit roasted in the red zone car parking lot,
go.
he could also be good with barbecue sauce for spare ribs. And that's my list of the week.
There you go, Scott's
Fuck Major
list of the
Tuddy,
week.
man. I'm not interested. I am not interested.
I'm sending you a Major Tuddy sweatshirt.
I gotta tell you. Say fuck Major Tuddy. Can I call you a pig fucker?
I'm not from Norfolk, John. I'm not from Norfolk, but yeah.
Pete Sidorn's probably over there going, what's so bad about that there?
No.
All right, no, he's not. I'm just kidding. Pete's a great guy. All right, so
Head smacks.
oh, that's the wrong one. No, this is the one. I want.
Attaboy. Head smash.
All right, Jesse, we'll start with you. We're going to start on the offense. Go ahead with some butt pats.
Tyler Badass. Boom.
Tyler Biadasz. There you go. So a butt pat for Tyler Biadasz. You're going to give us any reason why?
Because he's the fucking man. I mean,
He's the fucking
what more
man.
reason do you need?
How dare you,
nice
Scott
chat,
G?
G.
I look like Tuddy. Yeah, nice.
Look, like he's given up like one pressure all season long, no sacks. And he's an integral part of this offense. And without him, I don't think Jaden would have played anywhere near the caliber that he's playing.
Tell you what, if you look at the play that Coach Gruden outlined, even though he was looking at Zacchaeus, he shows the block that Biadasz throws that opens up the hole there, how they get the seal. And, I think they play very well together. So Biadasz is your first butt pat. Scotty, your first butt pat of the day. Let me guess. It ain't Major Tuddy.
It's not Major Tuddy. It is going to be Sam Cosme for the run that running downhill, him running at you. No, I'm getting out of the way. No thanks. He did give up a sack, but he had a very good game again yesterday.
All right, Max. Even though you didn't see the game, give me a butt pat for the day.
Attaboy.
Brian Robinson.
Attaboy.
2 touchdowns and a half. I want to say that touchdown, the first one he had, I know it's a touchdown. I know it's a run. I still think Jaden has the ball every time I see it. That was a great fake, but Brian Robinson made that play.
8 carries, 2
wrong one.
touchdowns.
8 carries, 2 touchdowns. He didn't play long. They didn't need him for very long. And, I'm glad he got the touchdowns as a fantasy owner of Brian Robinson Jr. All right, my first one, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Olamide Zacchaeus for saving the game on that fucking play. Because that, I think that was the play that turned things around, that got everybody to pop out of the little funk that we had been in the first part of the first half. Even though we had moved the ball down and before Jaden threw the interception, I still think that they were not quite in sync. And that one popped him up. And Zacchaeus, look, I'll tell you what, Coach is 100% right. That kind of hustle can't be taught. And that's the kind of thing that everybody on that sideline sees. Everybody on that team sees. Fires them up. All right. Jesse, you got any more butt pats on offense?
I do.
We got 20. Go ahead.
Fucking Cliff Kingsbury. Check this out. Just got a stat, right? Just got a stat. In 17 games under Eric Bieniemy in 2023, we had 14 rushing touchdowns. In 5 games in 2024, we have 13 rushing touchdowns.
How many of them for the quarterback? 4?
He's got 4, yeah. He's got 4.
All right, well, all right. Attaboy. So there you go, Cliff Kingsbury. Scotty, your next butt pat on offense. We could keep going until we get to all of them.
We've got to do Jeremy McNichols, surely. He has had 2 games where he's had 3 plays of over 20 yards, and he's at 3 touchdowns already this season. Yeah, for a running back 3, he is very good, as Max pointed out earlier.
I tell you, with him, I'm not sure what it is. There's these guys that are just like, okay, you know what? If I just get the chance, I can show what I can do. And I think that he's one of them. But why wasn't anybody else ever able to see this in him? Because this dude, it's not that he's getting these great holes. He's finding the right cracks. He's finding the right seams. He's getting small. He's getting through it. I mean, he's making plays after the first level of contact. What a great pickup. What a great signing, and what a great idea to actually utilize him rather than just fucking sit him there wherever these other teams were sitting him. So, yeah, good one on you there for Jim McNichol. Max, you got another one for a game you didn't see?
De'Ami Brown.
Yeah.
You know, just run
Has to
right
be.
past the corner. And I mean, that pass. That's a drop in the bucket.
That's the trash can game. We were talking about that last week.
Whew, he was De'Ami Brown. He had one catch, but hey, that one catch, half of his catches were for touchdowns. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, he had a play right before that. Am I misremembering that? It wasn't too far before that. Maybe three plays.
He had 2 receptions for 57 yards.
Yeah, one of them.
And a
Yeah,
TD.
he had a quick little screen. It wasn't his usual tunnel screen, but it was a nice play. All right, so let's see. It's my turn again. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Look, I know Jesse's gonna get mad at me because he's gonna disagree, but Terry, I'm gonna give it to him for the good half of his game.
Attaboy.
I got deep again.
Game.
Whatever. He got deep again
112
when we
yards,
needed
man.
it. Yeah, he got deep. So he had 112 yards receiving. There's no way I'm going to be able to ever say bad things about that, except we might as well start with the head smack so Jesse can get it off his chest. Go ahead with your head smack for your offense.
Terry McLaurin, number 1, front and center. You cannot give the ball up like he did, and you have to catch those. That was the most perfect pass in your hands, and you dropped it, man. Got to catch it. Sorry, Terry didn't.
And he
have a good
fumbled.
game.
And he fumbled.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say safely that there are no other head smacks on offense. There
No,
couldn't be.
loads more butt pats though. Loads more.
I mean,
I'll
you could
give
give
one to
like one for the first quarter of Jaden Daniels, you know.
Yeah, but I'll just
that's being
he just gets that, just a little smack because look, man, what are you throwing that interception for? But I'm going to give him I'm going to give him a butt pat for the rest of the day. He bounced back. He was resilient. What do they always say? That the best thing a young quarterback can have, or any quarterback can have, is a short memory. Yeah. It didn't bother him, and you just get this feeling of confidence off of him. Not necessarily that makes me feel confident. I feel safe with Jaden Daniels, but you can see it in him.
He's confident.
He is confident. Look, this guy that I was talking to today about him not being able to read defenses, that 41-yard pass to De'Ami Brown, he read that on the play before.
If you don't think he can read a defense, then
you're not paying
a
attention.
Dumb motherfucker.
See, these people,
they
look
the fuck up.
They look at papers and they see these charts and they think, all these stupid charts, which I don't have any of today. So, Scott, I'd say you can rest easy, but they won't put you to sleep today because I don't have any. But they look at these charts and they think that they know what the hell happened, and they just don't.
I can't wait till week 17. And we have a bye week because we're the number one.
Get the bye week during the Super Bowl.
Then we're gonna go through every chart from week 1 to week 17.
That's right.
For Scott G.
That's right. We're probably we're gonna chart out how many listener complaints we get.
Right, they're right in the chat here. So slight head smack to Eckler for the fumble. But Eckler still deserves a butt pat. And then, what he's saying here is butt pat for Luke McCaffrey for blocking as well. He was, and on special teams he was there as well.
Oh yeah, Luke McCaffrey was. He didn't have much. What, he had one catch yesterday?
No, he had 3 for
3 for 19,
29 or something like that.
His blocking
19
was great. Simple as that. Yeah. His blocking was great. Okay. So let's see. Where are we now? We're still on offense. You got a head smack, or you got a butt pat there, Scotty?
Austin Eckler. You've got to give him one. When Robinson came out of the game, it was as if the concussion wasn't an issue, and he went out the game and he played. He came back in and played really, really well. You know what I mean? This game, he was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see. A head smack to Hurricane Milton, who is now one of the most powerful hurricanes ever to be recorded, with sustained winds of 180 miles an hour. Jesus.
You ever think that maybe if you stop naming these things such stupid names, they wouldn't get so mad?
Hey, there's a Hurricane John right now.
I tell you what, that one's probably not going to be very strong because he's happy for having a nice name. This Milton is like, who the fuck called me Milton? Fuck all this. If anybody named Milton out there, I'm sorry.
I guess if you're Marjorie Greene Taylor, the Democrats are making these hurricanes stronger, I guess.
If they were able to control the weather, you would have been swept out to sea by now, Marjorie.
That's true.
All right, shut up, you stupid bitch. All right, anyway, we're going to give her a head smack just for the hell of it.
Scouse.
All right. What did Scouse say? What's he got here? Hurricane Del Monte. All right, now look. No, we're not going to make fun of the hurricane. We do have friends that are down there in the way of that thing, and we're going to hope that they come through with this fine.
Yeah,
let's see. We're going to give Timothy's going to give a head smack for the fans that said he was a bad pick and only here because of nepotism. Nepotism. Did we hear nepotism? Okay.
That's a new one to me.
That's a new one on me too because he doesn't.
I've
look
heard a lot of
anything
shit
like,
though.
He doesn't look anything like Dan Quinn.
Ooh. Yeah.
Anyway,
heard a lot of stuff.
Can you give myself can I give myself a head smack, please? Because I'm going to hold my hands up here and say I wasn't a great fan of Dan Quinn when he first came in. I thought
nobody's always.
None of y'all were.
I didn't like it.
This guy.
I think that what Scott, you ought to give yourself a head smack for not spraying the bathroom.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Karen, please save that for the show. That's absolutely wonderful. But I'll tell you, it is one of the joys of my week to make fun of Scott's bathroom habits in front of the whole world. I love it.
Jesse called it before Adam Peters. Yeah, he did.
I'm good.
All right. So let's see. Where are we right now on the show? Let me go over here and look.
We're head smacks on defense.
Oh, we're on head smacks on defense.
But pats and head smacks on defense.
All right, head smack on defense. I'll give the. Man, it's tough because they played so well. All right, and you can't because even Bobby Wagner had great coverage on the fucking touchdown they gave up. But I'll give a head smack for that play, right, for letting them score a touchdown.
Just for letting them score a touchdown. That's about all. So we'll just give him a small one. There we go. What about you, Scotty? You got a head smack on defense?
I don't think I have.
Okay.
Max, how about you?
I don't think so.
Me neither.
Talking about McCaffrey. Yeah, I do see. I did see that,
good shout.
But there was a couple of us, Scouse included. I had him on some mock drafts. I liked McCaffrey. I love that pick. Absolutely.
Look,
Quan Martin was very good. He was all over the place, but he gets a slight head smack for not having an eye in him.
Oh no, he had a head knock because
he got knocked. Yeah, he got the shit knocked.
Yeah, but he came back. He came back from a concussion though as well, so he was cleared. So,
speaking of which, did you see Josh Allen in Buffalo basically get knocked cold on the field and get up and throw?
They had to put a smelling salt on him, and
they said it was his chest. Yeah, they were like, "You're too big to fail. Get over there. Get out." All right, I don't have any more. I don't have any head smacks for defense. They played great.
No, neither do I. Yeah. Neither do I.
So butt pats on defense. I guess I get to go first. I'm gonna go. Go ahead, Max, please.
The whole unit, like let's just the whole unit.
We're gonna spank the whole unit.
Everybody gets it. Yeah.
We are spanking the unit, Jesse. What do you think of that?
The fucking the linebackers, man. We have linebackers.
Frankie Louvu. Frankie Louvu.
Linebackers.
Frankie Louvu.
Good linebackers.
Hey, did you? I know you guys saw the clip of Frankie Louvu getting the game ball.
Oh yeah.
If you watch it again, just look at John Allen off to the side, just looking awkward as all get out because this isn't his hype up team anymore.
Good.
He looks like he's about to go eat a steak dinner.
He should look like he's about to go to fucking Las Vegas in exchange for Max Crosby. Make it happen. Now listen here, Commanders. I'm talking to you directly right now because I do know Major Tuddy does watch the show and he calls the shots over there. First off, our owner on the sidelines, blue jacket and burgundy shirt. No, it doesn't work out too well. Excuse me. Head smacking the secondary for not getting at least 3 interceptions. All right, Yam, you want to be picky? Okay, go ahead. That what did you call it, Scott? It's not a haka.
It's a sippy towel.
A sippy towel. The sippy towel. The sippy towel from Frankie Louvu. Turn that into a sing-along type thing that you put on the big board at the fucking stadium where everybody in the stadium does it. Look, in Minnesota, they do that skull shit. And then one of them gets up there and puts his lips on that big, giant penile thing and blows it. All right, everybody's got some fucking ritual. Give that one to us. Could you imagine? All right, we've all seen the fucking video of Tom Landry and the Cowboys coming out of the goddamn tunnel at RFK with that thing bouncing around, and Landry's looking around like they might actually fucking steal his soul. Give us that. Let's look at the other team feel uncomfortable. Let's watch Daniel Jones shit his pants the next time he comes here.
You have to figure something else to do, because if the whole crowd does that, there are going to be people falling all over the stands. Drunk as hell, trying to do the sippy towel, and
you do it at the beginning of the game. That's it. You just do it at the beginning of the game. Right, you do it at the beginning of the game, and then you bring them out of the tunnel. After you hype that up, we bring them out of the tunnel, or we do it right before the kickoff.
I'm sure Burroughs was whining a couple weeks ago about missing Dotson because he said we had no weapons and no offensive line, and of course, he was wrong.
What? Does Dotson even have a catch?
No.
He's got like 5.
Has he? I do know. The more I've seen of him out there in Philly than I have seen catches is him getting in the way of other plays. It's the same thing. He doesn't know where to run his route. He keeps getting in the way of where he is supposed to be.
I think he has less than 75 yards.
He has 5 catches for 25 yards. His long catch on the season, 7.
Ooh. Well, tell you what, Jahan, just be thankful you're not in Oakland.
Can we also, real quick, because of this from Yam, the Patriots benched Ramondre Stevenson for Antonio Gibson because he was fumbling too much.
Oh, I know. That was the funniest thing I had ever heard. Like, Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? That is like telling Jessy to fucking get the air freshener because he smells like a fucking flower. No, that ain't going to happen. All right, so now I fucking lost myself. Sorry, I can't remember what the fuck I was trying to say. So somebody pick it up. Scott, pick it up. Pick me up.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I've got...
You do that all the time to him. You do that
every time.
I'm sorry.
He's having technical difficulty.
I clearly don't know what I'm doing.
I was.
All right. Go ahead, Scott. Go ahead, Scott.
I've got
having a poo.
My fault.
But I need your help with this. I need you to pull up the running order because there's some names of British towns on this running order, and I need you to try and pronounce these British towns.
So are we all going to get one each, or
are we going to?
Yeah,
Did I get one?
Do we need to get the accent right too, Scott?
Say again?
Do we have to get the accent right, or?
All right, we're playing Scott Pronounce the British Towns game.
Yeah, we'll pronounce the British town. So can we get that up on the screen or not? I don't know.
The picture, that old picture of the towns.
No. You know the. There we go. We've got it there. So the first one. Can you read what that says?
No. What the hell?
I will read you. I will give you this. I will give you this. It's on the running order for today on the outline.
It's on the outline.
Yeah, halfway down the screen. Sorry, boys.
I don't see it at all.
We're experiencing technical difficulties again.
I don't have one with your face on it. So we'll just do this.
There you go. Yeah.
You with that there. All right. So
there you go. Can you get what is? Who's gonna take that one on? If Aled's in the chat, he'll know what that place is called.
Where is this?
Max, I'll give this one to you. It's in Wales. It's in South Wales, sunny South Wales.
Aberystwyth.
Aberystwyth.
Oh, not far.
Aberystwyth.
Aberystwyth.
It's called Aberystwyth.
So it's just like it's spelled. Man, get out of here with this fucking. This is a bullshit game.
No, it's not. Next one. Come on.
That's not how that's spelled.
Aberystwyth. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? How would you pronounce that?
Kirkcaldy.
Kirkcaldy. It's John.
Kirkcaldy.
Kirkcaldy. That is my wife's hometown. It's Kirkcaldy.
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 It's like the Jaguars. They're holding all these L's this year.
Kirkcaldy. Yeah, they are. All right, what else you got?
Jesse's typing like anything.
How do I know he's spelling it right?
Worcester.
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 I see. I said it
That's
right.
Manchester.
Worcester.
No, it's Worcester.
Worcester. That's what I said.
Yeah, like the sauce, Worcester.
Yeah.
Worcester sauce.
Right. Worcestershire sauce is actually mud
Yeah.
that they farm in Worcestershire.
Worcestershire sauce. No, it's Worcestershire sauce. Yeah.
That's what I said.
What's that one then?
Loughborough.
This is just a bunch of U's.
Not bad. Not bad. Nearly, Jesse.
Loughborough.
You know who's getting laid there, right? Max?
Loughborough.
Loughborough?
That is called Loughborough.
That's what I just said.
That's what I said.
And you did well. And you know what the funny thing with this is? I met an Australian guy on a train station once, and he was pissed out of his mind, leathered. And he goes, "Excuse me, mate, can you tell me how to get to Luga Baruga?"
Where is this town?
And he was trying to get to Loughborough.
Luga
this town?
Baruga.
How do you have it the same ending for both words and it's different?
I know, yeah. It's Loughborough is how
Where
it's
is it?
pronounced.
Oh, I found a mess. One of those things about an English person trying to teach American person trying to teach an English person how to pronounce names. And
Nice.
that's the same fucking thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Next one, last
See,
one.
that's
last,
because there was a bunch
last
of
one.
fucking English
Alan
earls
Wick.
and shit.
Alan Wick. What?
I thought Alan Wick was a guy that fucking hosted a late night TV show.
Alnwick?
Oh, not far.
I'm gonna call that Irish.
On the wick.
Alan Wick.
It's called Anik.
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 You know, it's not called Anik.
Anik.
Dude, people are just lazy. That's all.
Lucas went. Come on now.
I'm gonna put this on every week now.
All right, yeah, we gotta have a Scott's game every week. All right,
Yeah,
so was
there
that
you
the
go.
end of your game?
Thank you for indulging me for 5
There we go.
minutes.
All right, so I
enjoyed
think I like playing games. Those games are fun. And next time, if you want, because Max will know the answers to these, we can play a game that I played once on our old show called Pony or Porn Star. That is the most fun.
Wait.
Yeah.
You cannot call me out like that.
Well, you heard the show. You know the
That's
answer.
great, but you can't say, yeah, Max will know what this one is. It's Pony.
Pony or Porn Star. And what it is that, we read the names of a My Little Pony, and you try to decide whether it's a My Little Pony or it's a porn star.
Well, like
You'd be
Little
amazed.
Sparkle or
That's
something.
100%.
Oh, you'd be amazed how it's very confusing, and it's a lot of fun.
Crystal
Although I
Sparkle.
guarantee you, Yam would fucking win that game hands down. All right.
How do you pronounce football? Answer soccer. No, it's not. It's football. We're talking about hand egg ball here, Yam. Shut up.
Ham egg ball. Ham egg ball.
Hand egg ball.
All right.
We'll be back
pull it up.
Friday.
We will be back Friday at 5:30 to
will be.
discuss the upcoming game against the Baltimore Ravens and decide whether or not we want to go over there and eat some Jimmy's seafood before the game. Look,
We don't want to be 6, no.
All right, yeah, so they're not too bad. All right, so look, man, that is a big game, but whether or not it's a must-win game, I don't know about that. I'm pretty happy with this team the way it is, 5-1 right now. So we'll be back Friday, 5:30. Scott and Scouse will be on 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon to do the 1 Point Safety Show, and they'll have a lot of fun and talk about a bunch of shit, and you won't understand half of it because Scouse will be talking.
Real quick, while we're on the way out, what the hell was that, Kirk Cousins?
Oh yeah, dude, 500 yards
On a Thursday.
That was nice. All you Bijan Robinson fantasy owners are shitting yourselves, aren't you? All right,
Take care,
so,
all in the chat. Thank you for being with us, Timothy and
We
Yam and
appreciate you.
Brian, Deluxe and Mike and Scouse and Burrows
Burrows is in.
and everyone else.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah.
Hartley, Scott G.
we see you.
Scott J.
Scott G, we appreciate the input, my friend. And we will see you all again on Friday. So until then, by the way, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe, do all the shit you're supposed to do. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.